that Sierra? Oh no, Kelley and Clive. I was like, who is this? Kelley and Clive. Unlike me, they be born in the guild, in the garden, and raised there without knowledge of any knowledge of the outside world. I could still dimly remember my mother's warmth and my father's broad back. Okay, that's a weird thing to remember. No, it wasn't that I remembered them so much as I forgot them. I was actually envious of the two of them for not having such memories to haunt them. Three of us were like a family, like siblings. As we grew up, we became something like lovers. As you know, the guild's training is harsh, and children that are sold to the guild or born there are subjected to unimaginable cruelty on a daily basis. The three of us survived long enough to make it to adulthood, age 15, which is a rarity to the guild. The three of us have formed a bond. Also, this Elza girl was friends with Kelley and Clive. I think Clive is the Star of Destiny, but I don't know much about Kelley because I didn't get Clive in my playthrough. The guild taught us the arts of assassination, deception, thievery, and never to trust outsiders. Later, we and the others learned that in the final pre-adulthood test, we'd be fighting other children of the tower, killing them. To believe in nothing and be prepared to do anything. Nash, you should remember how Zaj was. He's the true incarnation of the guild. That's the kind of gunner the guild wants. But Clive and Kelley. Those boys, it couldn't be helped. They were too naive, it couldn't be helped. Even though we spent them in the garden, those were the happiest days of our lives. We thought we could live like that forever. We were so young and naive. But all that changed when the three of us had to take the night class gunner test together. No one had made night class gunner in over 10 years, so when the three of us passed the test together, the elders naturally panicked. By tradition, a night class gunner will eventually become the guild master, with the eldest leader stepping aside and giving their empty seat to the new master. We had upset the balance of this long-standing tradition. Our mentor, Elder Sorrow, had no ill intentions, but with 3 night class gunners under his tutelage, the other elders began to eye him with distrust. Eventually, they elected Kelley as the new guild master. Looking back on it now, the elders probably chose him because they thought he'd be the easiest one to manipulate. We were unaware of this back then, however, and Clive and I happily gave Kelley our blessing and pledged our lives to him. But it wasn't long before the strain it put on him became apparent. Clive and I remained his loyal subjects, but yet ever so gradually we started seeing Kelley less and less frequently. And as Kelley got caught up in the power struggles of the guild, he started changing little by little, like the melting snow. Words, I can't talk. And as I watched, he turned into the human embodiment of all deception and betrayal the guild stood for. And just as my doubts had begun to grow, Kelley called me out to a certain location. There in the inner sanctum of the guild lay Sturm, the only gun in the world said to be imbued with a spirit of its own. Kelley remained silent as he beckoned me to hold Sturm's trigger. It was as though my right arm was a mere extension of the trigger, overflowing with power. The firing hammer fell, and there was a loud boom like a clap of thunder. In that moment, I saw what looked like a sorrowful expression over Kelley's face, as fleeting as a shadow. Not long after that, I received a letter. It was a formal challenge to a duel. The guildmaster has to be acknowledged by Sturm as its wielder. The elders had twisted the facts. Though Kelley had been installed as guildmaster, he hadn't been chosen by Sturm. I had, which caused them serious problems. I accepted Kelley's challenge to a duel. On the night of the duel, I went to Clive's room. When we had become night class gunners, all 3 of us had been given our rooms, and it had been some time since I'd been able to spend time alone with him. Words. Back then, the 3 of us had always been there for one another. For a brief time, Clive and I took some consolation in each other. I had to let him know, and so I told him, I'm going to kill Kelley. I'd watch as a man I loved, trapped in the narrow confines of the garden, slowly grew rotten until he had become someone who could be no longer forgiven. It seems I was a woman first, after all. But Clive wouldn't stand for it. Maybe it's because I don't really know much about Clive from Suikoden 2, but I've kind of zoned out during this entire story. He forbade me from going to the duel. That boy, he still believed in Kelley. So I lied. It may sound strange in a place that was filled with lies and betrayal, but that was the first time I lied to my dearest companion. Maybe when I play Suikoden 2 again and get all the stars, I'll see Clive and I'll care more. The morning of the duel, I left Clive sleeping in his room and I went out to face Kelley. Maybe that's my bad for playing this before getting all Stars of Destiny in Suikoden 2, but nah. One day I'll play Suikoden 2 again. I want to do it with all the stars. The preparations had already been completed. The dueling location had been swept clean and purified with a light sprinkling of water, with the witnesses standing by. I looked straight ahead into Kelley's eyes, but he kept his gaze cast downward. The witnesses silently presented our guns. In decorated boxes lay Stern or Star, representing trust of the guild, and Mond or Moon, representing the betrayal of the guild. The witnesses placed the guns in front of us, but neither of us moved to take one. If I took that gun in my hand, I would forever lose any connection I had to those dear, dear days of old that I cherished so. It might be that I was hoping Kelley wouldn't pick up a gun either and somehow cancel the duel. Strengthening his resolve, he took Mond in his right hand. And I Stern, duels among gunners are over in an instant. We dueled according to the law of the guild. At the end, 2 shots rang out, echoing the song of Death's requiem for one of us. One bullet brought death, but the other one had secretly been replaced with a blank. The gun I'd chosen, Stern, had fired a real bullet straight through Kelley's chest. The Kelleys had fired a blank. A wave of shock rippled through the crowd of witnesses, and a number of them ran to the inner chambers of the tower to report the incident. The duel had been rigged. That is the true face of the Guild of Assassination and Protection. Kelley had opposed it, but his wish held no authority or status. He just wanted to protect the Garden of Hours, where he had grown up with me and Clive. The elders had devised a plot to substitute the bullets in the duel and had coerced Kelley into doing the dirty work. I rushed to his side, and as he breathed his last, Kelley said just one thing. I loved you and Clive. That is the truth that I, and perhaps Clive too, acquired in the Garden of the Guild. Alright, listen, this is really nice, but can we, move on? Watching Stern and Mond still warm from Kelley's hand, I ran. Can we focus on, characters I know more about in Suikoden 2, or just Nash? This was way too long to merge this, Clive, Kelley, and Elza story in. I knew the other gunners would come after me and corner me soon enough. But strangely, all the doors along my path were unlocked, and the gates were wide open. When I made my way to the other gate, I found that even if it had been unlocked, Kelley had protected me. That morning, he had given the order to not lock any of the gates and leave them open. And so I made my escape from the courtyard of that tower. And that is the whole truth. Bit of a long truth, huh? So then, you'll spend the rest of your life running away. No. Then, even now, when I close my eyes, those old memories resurface, and I can almost see my old hometown. That rustic village without a single redeeming feature to its name. Where my parents sold me for a handful of gold. Kind of bad. I mean, rude of your parents to sell you for gold. But even so, I will make my way back there. Totally not based of them at all, no way. And besides, Clive is chasing me. In my entire life, I didn't create a single thing, but I did love. And if my life is to be ended by the hand of one I love, then that will be my happiness. Elza, if you were to change your name, change your face, you could live out a full life as another person. You could walk away from all this. That's true. That may be true. But that life would not be my own. If I were to choose such a life, I might live a long time. But it would be an empty life. Besides, Kelley sacrificed himself to protect our garden. Clive has nowhere to go home to. The only place he can go back to is that garden of our childhood. So Clive must be doing... You either must be doing his recruitment quest, or he might already be with the Stars of Destiny as this is going on. Alright, I mean, that was neat. It wasn't, bad, but it was just a little too much. Maybe if I had recruited Clive, I'd care more about it. There are definite signs of a battle. And there's residue of some powdery substance. It's the work of that charlatan. Hey, get ready to set it loose. The scent of blood is so thick around here, they'll have no trouble picking up its trail. Or his trail. Yes, sir. Let's give them a taste of the power of the Beast Rune. Ugh, I don't think I'll ever get used to this. This isn't how battles are fought. Indeed, there's no honor in this kind of fight. Preparations are complete. I'll have to see this power with my own eyes. Hey, set it loose. Yes, sir. Well, we better follow suit and begin our preparations. From all the noise I gather, we must have caught up with him. Oh, are you coming too? No, I think I'll pass this time. I'll be counting on all of you, though. Thanks, but I'll never understand how Harmonia works. I thought we'd be getting reinforcements from the Priest General. Next thing I know, we got a spy in our midst, and that very same spy runs off with our military secrets. It sucks to be you guys. Harmonia is an extraordinarily large country. Although it enjoys both peace and prosperity, there are some who find such tranquility boring. Listen, okay, it's been a little while since I played Suikoden 2, so I don't remember a lot of the finer details, but Hogan and Seed are Harmonians. I just think it's really cool how you got so much on Harmonia in Suikoden 2, and without playing the other games, you're like, what is this Harmonia? And Suikoden 3 gave you more of an insight, and this game, it's really cool. I need to play Suikoden 2 again. It hasn't been that long, but I forgot some of the finer details. Although it enjoys both peace and prosperity, there are some who find tranquility boring. We refer to them as the Democratic Faction. Oh, no politics. Nope, I ban those. No politics. Are you saying Lord Hikusak's authority is waning? I remember having to say that name in Suikoden 2. No, not at all. In the long history of Harmonia, this is quite a common occurrence. It's just a season for a bit of spring cleaning, that's all. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be on my way. Hey, Colgan. I don't understand Harmonians one... No, you guys aren't Harmonians. Well, I'm not sure he's what you would call an average Harmonian. Maybe you are? I don't know. I suppose so. Hey. I remember Colgan and C, but I forgot their, like, affiliations a bit. Not gonna lie. Hey, we're leaving. If someone in the comments wants to remind me, that'd be cool. Don't make us late. You know what? Screw it. I'm Googling it. Oh, he's a Highlander. Highlander. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. Snapped awake. It's a force of habit by now. I don't know how many years it's been since I was able to enjoy a good, long, deep sleep. Elza. Yeah. Sounds like things have taken a turn for the worse. From the darkness of the forest came the roar of some beast. There was no normal beast. It's the final boss of Suikoden 2. It's like the triple-headed Cerberus. Its roar sounded like that of a demon from the deepest depths of hell. Alright, that's one possibility. What the? Nash. Oh, alright, jump scare. Oh, the Suikoden 2, no, Suikoden 1 boss team, sorry. I get them mixed up. They're so similar. The beast leapt out of the darkness, its sharp, gleaming claws aimed at me. I felt a rush of air across my skin as I just barely avoided its attack. And I knew this was being a being of fearsome power. I can't read. Awful decision to play this immediately after Woven Web. I don't savor the thought of taking it head on. The beast quickly recovered after the failed attack and disappeared back into the forest. This thing isn't bad. It has both brawn and brains. Nash, what on earth did you do? I never seen a war dog like that. Well, I just kind of snuck into the Highland Army headquarters. Only snuck into the Highland Army headquarters. Why? It's been so long since I had a good meal. Bro, I'm hungry. been so long since I had a good meal, like 4 hours. I thought I could steal the beast room for the bonus money. So far, all I've managed to collect are grudges. You can't be serious. Here it comes again. The beast headed straight for me yet again. It's a golden wolf. If you can call a beast twice the size of an adult wolf. I had no idea it was going to turn into such a big deal. It's really persistent. It's got nothing to do with me. Under the circumstances, I disagree. You're scowling like some high-born noble. Back again. But why is it only coming after me? Because you're the main character. It struck once more, but I knew when to dodge this time and was able to evade its attacks fairly easily. Now, if we could just get away. Nash. I don't like the way the music loops in this version. It's one of my pet peeves. I thought the beast had leapt to attack my side again. They had been just a fate. I changed direction mid-dodge as it came flying towards me once more. Damn it. I hate non-looping music, like when it stops and then starts again. It's one of my pet peeves. It doesn't happen very often in games, but when it does, it annoys me. Don't let your guard down. Elza's shot hit the beast in the foreleg, and it flinched, allowing me to avoid its attacks. Looks like I owe you one after all. Or another one, rather, sorry. I do expect you to repay me in full someday. I'll think about it. How about I just ask you out and we call it even? Take you to a fancy restaurant. Provided we both live through this, that is. Nash, this is not the time to be hitting on her. Sounds good to me. I don't suppose you'd want to shoot it between the eyes and add that to my tab too, would you? Small matter in theory, but I'm afraid that in this darkness and with the speed at which it moves, hitting it is no easy task. First, we have to figure out how to lure it out of the forest. In that case, the solution may be fairly simple. A little ways beyond the forest is a cliff. If we can get there, then we should be able to draw it out of the forest. Alright, what's step 2? Sounds like a plan. Let's get going. I don't know why, but it seems to be aiming specifically for you. I'm the main character. I mean, you're dead. What's your plan once you get it to the cliff, though? We made a mad dash through the woods, the pain in my right leg doubling in intensity. My wound had opened up again, but it was nothing compared to what the beast would do if it sunk its claws into me. Every so often, the sound of Elza's gunshots and the beast's roar echo through the night. At the rate we're going, we might just make it. Alright, let's set our trap and lay in wait for him here. Oh, Suikoden 1 battle theme. What the? Damn, he got here fast! Elza, what should we do? I was telling you, what's your plan? The part 2 of your plan. This beast really is something. Though my bullets have weakened it somewhat, it seems some sort of magical barrier still surrounds it. It's not only strong and smart, but has a magical defense too. What a troublesome enemy. I may have to use my secret weapon. I should hope you would. Let's go, Nash! I forget Nash has a... He has like a slingshot and a sword. Doesn't he have like swords? Turning towards the golden wolf, I fire my anchor from my left hand. In Suikoden 3, he uses a slingshot though. Of course, I don't actually believe that such a simple attack will be effective. This is all a ploy. It's all a trap. Oh, is that the card? The talisman? Just as the anchor is about to hit it, I tug at the wire. The anchor's claw opens, spraying a flammable liquid in a fine mist, which I ignite at once. Oh, okay, something different. the barrier is magical in origin, it should be weak against flame. That's not how that works, is it? Maybe in Suikoden it is. How do you like the taste of that, huh?